All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We're North Georgia's only live online morning show. Sorry about the little delay there. We hope everything's working on your end. We had a technical issue here for about 30 seconds, and it cleared itself up, so we hope everything's okay on your end. Again, I'm your host, BKP. It is Tuesday morning, and as we were discussing, Joe Biden was ready to collapse the entire. He was ready. He was prepared to cause the Ukrainian government to be insolvent over his son, Hunter Biden. Now, a couple quick things. You got the video I want to show. This is the second accuser. All right. I just want to show you this. Here's the second accuser. Let's play. There's two spots I want to play. Hit the first one, and then come back to me when I tell you.
They really helped make him who he is. And then he reached over and put his hands behind my head and pulled me close. And I thought, he's going to kiss me. He was still pulling me in, and I was like, oh, okay, I think he is actually going to kiss me. And he started rubbing noses with me. And he was still holding onto my face and rubbing noses, and then stopped. And he was talking. Someone asked me today what he said. I don't remember. I just remember thinking, is he going to kiss me? Like, what's going on? This is the vice president. And that was it. But it was, you know, awkward, to say the least.
How'd you feel after?
Well, honestly, I felt weird, and it was not how he greeted the congressman. So I always knew that happened. Part of my repertoire has been to joke around that the vice president tried to make out with me, but it's really not funny. And then when Lucy Flores came forward. All
right, so you got some women now. Joe tried to make out with her, gave her the Eskimo kiss. It wasn't the way he greeted the congressman. Is it inappropriate? All the above. Okay, this is the Joe Biden story. All right, will Joe get in the race? Why are they taking him out? Now, there's let's see. There's one other. There was a tweet this morning that I was trying to find. Give me number 14. This is David Brooks. David Brooks, New York Times. When I started covering politics, I was struck by how often politicians made physical contact with voters and journalists. It wasn't about sex. It was about connection. Joe Biden, who emerged in that era, is one of the finest people I've ever covered. So they're all running cover for Joe, but they're getting Joe out of there. And why? Why are they getting Joe out? I'm going to tell you why they're getting Joe out. Because right now, the last thing they need is anything on the news cycle, because it's getting ready to happen, where Joe Biden, there needs to be an investigation, and his son, Hunter Biden, the Ukrainian government, and what Joe Biden did over there linked all the way back to the Obama administration. I mean, these people are the most corrupt people you've ever seen. I mean, they're talking about Manafort, and they're talking about Jared Kushner's ties and this one and that one. Joe Biden, his ties and what he did as vice president, they're trying to get it out of the way. Now, let me see. I got one. I just want to do this one because they're slimes. They're slime. Number 42, they're tied together. Obama, Biden, and Hunter Biden. Number 43, Hunter Biden. This is a CNN story, okay? Hunter Biden says his divorce won't impact whether his father runs for president. This is January 18, 2019 of this year. Hunter Biden, the son of former President Joe Biden, doesn't think his divorce and business dealings will affect whether his father will decide to run for president in 2020, he told Vanity Fair. See, they already knew Joe had trouble. Hunter Biden addressed his divorce and controversial business dealing while reflecting on his relationship with his father ahead of Joe Biden's impending decision whether to announce the 2020 presidential bid. So you asked me, this is Hunter Biden, so you asked me whether my father might not run for president because of reports about me in the news. What you fail to realize in asking such a question is that my father has always been proud of me, whether when I was volunteering for the Jesuits or working as a lawyer. And he remains proud of me today. He loves me, and he loves the American people for far too much to let any of this adversary stand in the way of service. Okay? Now, Biden family had been rocked with tragedy, controversy in the last several years that Vanity Fair suggested could play a role. After 2015 death, and I'll leave it at this, after the 2015 death of Joe Biden's other son, Beau Biden, reports surfaced that Hunter Biden was in a romantic relationship with Beau's widow. They're sick, man. They're all sick people. All right? And they're sick. They're disgusting. Joe is creepy as hell, and they should go to prison for what they did in Ukraine, not to speak of the other things. All right? Corruption at its highest. Now, let me say this. I want to get past the Democrat field here for a minute. You're hearing, and I'm going to get to it, the Democrat, I know security clearance. Number 4. This dude, first of all, this guy he has zip zero. He's nada. He's an empty shirt. He has nothing. This guy, first of all, pay attention to this. It may come out today. We'll see. But he has not come out as the top earner for the first quarter. He is not. Kamala Harris is $12 million, and Mayor Pete, as we're calling him at MSNBC, he's at $7 million. Okay, this guy O'Rourke, Beto, Francis, there's no big news. Now, if he was the lead fundraiser, okay, don't you think that would have blown up all across CNN? I watched both of them this morning. Nothing. Crickets. Okay? If he was able to bring in more money in the first quarter in his campaign than any other candidate, they would have blown up the TV this morning as him as front runner, and maybe Joe's out of the way and Bernie combs his hair with a balloon and this guy is the guy we're looking for. But no. This guy stands on stage, and this dumbass says he proposes monthly town halls by cabinet secretaries during presidency. Could you see CNN? This guy is a joke. This guy is a bozo. He is a joke. I'm going to tell you what. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is about, she's shy a couple bricks of a load. But this guy's shy a couple more. I'm telling you, listen to him. This guy's empty as can be. He's brain dead. He can't have a conversation on anything. Now, CNN, every time you turn on CNN, tonight, town hall, tonight, town hall, tonight, town. He wants to have a town. Every cabinet secretary has to hold a monthly town hall. This guy's unreal. Number 5. O'Rourke proposes monthly town hall for cabinet members. Really? What a waste. Number 6. Kamala Harris raised $12 million in the first quarter of her campaign. $12 million. She spent most of that sending out push cards saying, "Donate to me because I smoked weed with Snoop Dogg." I'm serious. These people are 12 million she raised. Okay. Number 7. Interest in Mayor Pete is exploding. Here's the thing I want to get with America, okay? This guy is the mayor of South Bend, Indiana. Interest in Mayor Pete is exploding. Give me number 8. America, you elected. Don't start. I didn't vote for him. America elected the first black/white, I don't care what you say, president of the United States, who I will always say is a Muslim. I will always say he's a Muslim. Always. We put a black Muslim in the White House. Oh my God, listen to what he said. Oh my God, the outrage. Oh, the insensitive. No, we did. We put a, and we had to do that on so many different levels. We had to heal all the way back from slavery because this man was black and white people had to vote for him so they can heal and say they were sorry to him for everything. And he's not even descendants of slaves. No, white people went and said, we're sorry, we're going to vote for you. And then we put a Muslim in the White House. And then we have these Muslims running around Congress. All right? And everything the media does is you and I are supposed to be okay with that. We're supposed to be okay with that. We're supposed to be okay with that. Do you know what I heard about this guy this morning? Now, this guy has a husband. He has a husband. He's married. I don't know the exact relationship, so I don't know who's claiming what. But this guy's married to another guy. Mayor of South Bend, Indiana. And what has the media said this morning? Interest in Mayor Pete is exploding. And somebody said, wonder why the interest in him is exploding. And you know what one of them said? Is because it's about time we run into somebody that's normal. We're gravitating to Mayor Pete because he's normal. All right, well, you know, obviously things have changed since the 50s, 60s, and even 70s to where two guys living together, raising a family, looking to be the next president of the United States is now what we're calling, people are interested because he's normal. I said it, I don't care, okay? Number 9, Kamala Harris raises $12 million first quarter of the campaign. Joe and Minka all excited about it, all right? And when we get to healthcare in just a minute, I want to bring up something else. I want to see how many more out there on the Democrat we're talking about this morning. Before we get to the border, we have the accuser. We know Nipsey Hussle is dead. It's a damn shame. Okay, so let's take a brief break and come back. And let's do this. Let's come back and talk about the border, security clearances. And let me regroup on some things here. Oh, what about a czar? Wait a minute. What about a czar? Number 39. Are you into the... Trump hasn't appointed any czars. And Trump's considering an immigration czar. That's Ken Cuccinelli. I think he's former Attorney General of Virginia. I think he ran for Senate or governor. Or something there, Ken Cuccinelli in Virginia, and Cobart, I think his name's Cobart, out there in Kansas, just had a failed governor's race out there. He's looking at as possibly an immigration czar. I'm going to take a break. We'll come back and we're going to go to the border. We're going to talk about the border and the security clearances. Oh my God, the security clearances they're going crazy over. Take us a break.